You know those butterflies you get in your stomach just before you know there's going to be new comics? My dog, if you can hear her, has that same thing. That's right. It's Tuesday. That means new comics are tomorrow. That means many of you are unloading boxes, and it also means we get another episode of Comic Industry Insiders Live. I'm sorry, that dog is really distracting. My name is Adam Freeman. This is our pre-show banter section where we talk so that people can file into the room so that you all hear when we actually start saying anything interesting. So, speaking of people who say things interesting that are not my dog, Joe Keating was just telling us about his new favorite YouTube channel.
Hey, hello, everyone. I also love dogs. Do you want to get in the YouTube channel now, or should we wait till we get the rest of everyone here? And we
can dig it a little bit later.
All right.
And the person who was asking him about that YouTube channel just before we went live is our very own, our co-host, Mr. Brian Garside. Brian, I'm clicking the button.
I'm not pushing any buttons. I refuse to push buttons today. I'm on a button strike.
You know what? Sometimes if Blake is not fast enough, I'm pushing the button. That's happening. And then we'll both push the button. And that's
Blake's probably busy building a slide deck right now. Hey, Blake, we got 7 more slides to throw in. Just quick.
Somebody who added 7 slides to this week's deck is Mr. Gabe Yoakum.
Just a few. Excited. It's going to be fun. I'm terrified, if I'm being honest, but it's going to be great.
Oh, that's excellent. Terror. That's where the good shit comes out, man. Oh,
that's right.
Did I wait another 7 minutes?
That was quick.
Damn it. Damn it. All right. Here to chastise me, as she usually does about many things, Miss Megan Marston.
I try to be positive about it. It's usually in a nurturing way.
It's in the nurturing way.
It's actually the name of her first book will be Chastise Positively.
Chastising.
Nurturing.
Nurturing, but sort of nagging by Megan Marston.
The man behind the stage, the man who does not have 7 more slides to build today. He just does a push a button every now and then. Mr. Blake Morgan. Blake's buzzing.
We're having technical difficulties.
Are we?
We're not. Facebook's not streaming. It's
could be that Cloudflare.
Yeah, there's something's going on. I missed a couple clicks. I missed the button.
That's quite all right, man. I'm fully capable of clicking my own buttons.
So yeah, sorry. Well, if you're on Facebook, you will not hear this. So
it looks like it's.
I was going to say, come over to YouTube and watch it, but I will put that link out there so that they know, because they will not hear me talking right now. I'm good at this. I've been doing it for years.
It's weird because it's running on the Managed Comics one, but not on Prana or EXP.
Yeah, not on Prana or EXP.
Fascinating.
Huh. Well, the one that is important, it's running on. So that's
you never know what's gonna happen when you're live on the internet. My goodness, wild times in comics retail.
Here it comes. Look out!
Here we go.
Jeremy wants to know why you're wearing so many layers, Brian. You're inside. I know it's probably snowing, but
yeah, it's like 160 below zero. My secret underground layer, Adam. It's not the basement. It's my secret underground layer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's super cold. We got 8 inches in Freedom units of snow between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. Monday night. Sunday night to Monday morning.
How many centimeters is that, Brian?
Actually, I literally don't know. So my particular generation of Canadians is so screwed up because we measure height in inches, and like I've done woodworking all my life in inches. I don't even know my tape measure has centimeters. Oh, it does. This one does. Most tape measures do not in Canada. So yeah, and we measure our weight in pounds, but we measure vegetables in kilograms. I couldn't tell you how many and I couldn't tell you how many kilometers away something is because we do that in time. Yeah, Toronto's 2 hours. How many kilometers is that? A bunch.
How many stone are you? Do you know? I mean, I guess this is rude to ask somebody's weight, isn't it? But I'm just,
Hold on, I'll tell you.
I have never walked in how much a stone is. I have zero idea how much it is. Can you hear this dog?
I am 25 stone.
Oh, congratulations.
Mm-hmm. It just sounds so much better than the actual number. No one do the math.
I thought we were supposed to be stoned at work.
That's what.
If you are,
Oh god.
I'll go back on mute and tweeting on the internet. All right, bye.
if you are just tuning in, which God bless you for it, this is one of our better, kind of pre-show banters, because we're now already fat shaming, we're moving into it. Yeah, that's right. I don't think Gabe's 500 pounds. I don't believe it.
500 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal.
Hey, can anybody see my my bandage on the side of my head? I don't think so today, right?
No.
I got hardwayed, Gabe. Steel chair to the head, hardway.
You didn't even blade? Come on.
No, hardway, man, hardway.
Wow.
Gotta get some wrestling talk in.
Speaking of, let me just say for a moment, as we pivot over to Joe to talk about this YouTube channel, I've been working with Joe and you, Adam, for what, 3 months?
Yeah,
and I never put together that Joe wrote one of my favorite comics about wrestling. I didn't put it together that it was Joe. I didn't realize you wrote Ringside. I didn't realize it.
That's Mike Barber. Thanks, man. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun to work on. But yeah, you want to talk about YouTube real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Apparently, everyone else knows about this channel. It's got 320,000 subscribers. But a friend of mine put me on to, we creators will exchange links. Check this thing out about the market. He sent me this one that was like, here's a video about how manga has taken over the U.S. market. And I'm always like, yeah, all right, fine. Some guy who doesn't work in comics talking to me about how the market works. But it was awesome. I didn't watch the whole thing because it's an hour and 22 minutes. But it was, he interviews Frederick Schott. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He was like one of the original translators in the manga industry. Stu Levy's in it. A bunch of guys are in it. Like it's a murderer's row. People from Viz. Like it's a really like the guy might not be the guy who knows the market, but it got Matt with 4 T's. That's the one. So anyway, I was working on other stuff in one monitor. I was playing his videos in the background, the other one, and they were awesome. I guess I could drop a link in there, but he's got video. Like he did a video on Sonic the Hedgehog comics. I have no interest in that whatsoever. I do not care. No offense to anyone who's a big Sonic fan, but it was enthralling. And again, he like gets everyone involved to actually talking about it. So like I'm a big comic book documentary guy. Like I love Comic Book Confidential and the Master Comic Book Art, and to me it's the closest thing I've seen to any of that. Like he's got 500,000 views on a Corto Maltese documentary. So it's a
great time to be alive. Right?
Yeah, internet rules. This is awesome.
Yeah, this guy did an amazing Robert Kirkman, and it's got 2.4 million views. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, someone who was working in Image at the time, like the guy did his research. Like there's photos of Robert like as a kid, like as a teenager and stuff. But I was like, I don't know where you got this. Same with he did one on Todd McFarlane. Like family photos. I was like, I don't know where you got this stuff. This is insane, but they're incredible. So highly recommend it.
I did see the one that he did on Robert. That was really good.
Yeah, no, they're all incredible. So that's my new in the other window I'm working on emails YouTube channel.
Right on. I'm just thinking about back in the 90s and early aughts when I was working in a comic shop, and the only thing that we could do was play like you mentioned Comic Book Confidential. Yeah. We would play that at least once a day.
Yeah. Right.
Until you basically, there are lines in that I remember like they're being played live.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This guy's whole channel is amazing. Look at the views on these things. 187,000, 610,000.
Yeah. It's just good quality stuff. Like if you here's like kind of relates. I think of Comics the magazine. Like if you don't know anything about comics, you can dig into this. And they're really well done. They're really well researched. Although Rico Renzi, I don't want to put him on a blast. Rico Renzi did say that he got the guy confused Anna Cinti and Louis Simonson at one point in one of the videos. But besides that, they're all pretty dead on. Pretty great stuff.
So. My favorite was awesome. the story of the Ultimate Universe. I enjoyed that very much. I mean, that Like Ultimate Spider-Man is what brought me back to comics. After I stopped reading comics when I was like 12, when I was like 15 or 16, Ultimate Spider-Man is what brought me back, and I haven't left. So
is telling that story what got you your first job in comics?
Say again.
Is telling that story to our old friend what got you your first
It's
gig?
funny because I didn't know who I was interviewing with when I interviewed.
Oh, right.
And it was during the interview that I realized where I knew the name from, because he was in front of a bookshelf and he had like 7 or 8 copies of the OGN behind him of Ultimate Spider-Man #1. And as I was talking with him, I went, wait a second. Wait. Like, it was just, I was so out of it at that point that it didn't come together for me. And then of course, I'm sure stroking the ego helped.
Gabe's first job working in comics was working with Bill Jemis. So
Nice.
that's the piece that we haven't revealed there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. All right. Well, this I'm all for it, man. I can just imagine working. I know from talking to at least one retailer who tells us that she plays this every week. Hi, Jen. Whenever we go live, she plays it in the store. I could just imagine, it's just wonderful. You have all this programming now you can play in the store without having to go back to the same VHS tape over and over and over again.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen this documentary? It's called The History of Image Comics, So Much Damage. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like, I think it's 5 parts and it's on the Sci-Fi channel. You'll find them all there. It's great. And they interview everybody.
Yeah, that one's great. And they also did one with McFarlane called like Hell I Won't. Like if you want to get charged up about like getting to work, you just put that in the background, man. That's the one. Yeah.
Wow.
So
awesome. I had no idea this is where we were going.
Yeah.
It's pre-show banter, man. It's always a crapshoot. I have zero idea what we're going to talk about. It's just kind of awesome.
There it is. Look at that. Like Hell I Won't. Full documentary.
So good.
43 minutes long.
Yeah.
There you go.
Make it happen, people. Not to buy all their Ninja Turtle figures right now. It's real hard. It's real hard because I don't have room for stuff, and then I love DC, but it's just like, it's cool they're doing this, but I don't need them. And now they're doing the Turtles, and I'm like,
is Todd doing Turtle toys now?
Yeah. They just started.
McFarlane is really
every license now. Look at that. Anyway,
and they're the Mateus Santaluco Turtles, the old IDW before the Jason Aaron reboot. Like, there's he's one of my favorite turtle artists, and they're modeled after. So it's just like, it's very hard not to buy these figures right now. I want to so bad.
How, Todd? How do you have all of the lines?
Like, the turtle van's coming. They do vehicles for everything now. So like they're gonna get everything. It's gonna be so
Brian
bad.
Offline, I'll tell you how. But that's not that's not a streaming story. I got a good one though.
Yeah. All right. We've looks like people filed in the room, and it turns out our special guest did arrive. So we're even better shape. I think that is, I guess it's time. Let's do it.
All right.
It's time.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody. My name is Adam Freeman. This is Comic Industry Insiders Live, your weekly look at the comics industry, behind the scenes, the stories that are moving our industry, the people that are changing it. And, those of us who work it every single day, we like to get together and chat about this stuff. And sometimes we have awkward conversations for 15 minutes where we talk about YouTube channels. This happens. But speaking of awkward conversations, let's have one with Brian Garside. Hey, buddy.
Wait, that was awkward? Because I thought that was great. We're out there sharing knowledge, dropping videos for people to watch. Man.
I know. I'm the one who felt awkward. You're right, guys. You're right.
You just weren't talking enough. You're always feeling awkward when you're not talking.
I feel bad if I'm not the one talking. That's it feels like it's awkward. Why would anybody want to be involved if I wasn't talking? It just doesn't make any sense.
I love it. I love it.
How you doing this week?
Good. Yeah, it's a good week so far. It's I got some really cool stuff that is almost ready to share, and I'm really, really excited about it.
I see it from the rundown that we're actually going to be talking about things like in actual on the screen stuff. So
maybe we'll see.
That's something. That's a good move. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Awesome. Well, this week we're talking about print on demand and how it might save comics. We might actually save it this week, kids. This week we I don't know. Comics are dying, you know.
Every week we are out on the front lines of saving comics, and this week is no different than any other week.
That's 100% the case. We're also going to dig deep into our Comics MBA program, where we're going to be talking about sales. If you are working in a comic shop right now and you're watching this, or if you're watching this and your staff is not watching this, maybe, you know, they all crowd around the screen as we get a little further, because Mr. Gabe Yoakum is going to come on and share some knowledge from his days in the streets of selling stuff, slinging that paper. You know what I'm saying?
I'm super pumped about this one. If he's got big shoes to fill after Blake's thing last week, but if anybody can do it, Mr. Gabe Yoakum can do it.
You know what I loved about last week? Well, also was that when, as opposed to the pre-show banter where we get like subdued meeting Blake, where he's like, "Hey guys,
how you doing?" We got Blake's
buzz. We got Blake, he was full on buzz in that presentation. It was awesome. Sure. All right.
He was six Red Bulls deep by the time that presentation started.
Let's get into the ripples. Let's also get into one of my favorite subjects, Comics the Magazine. That's right. We're making our own magazine. Not only do we do weekly conversations about the comics industry, not only do we work between Brian and I and seemingly every other sector of comics, now we're actually bringing a physical printed magazine to your comic shelves, where we're talking every month. We're going to be talking about everything that's happening in comics. We're going to be sharing with you all the stuff that's coming up. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be starting in March. And if you want to sign up for our newsletter to get the kind of get ahead of the game, go to the link that's in the chat right now, comicsthemagazine.com, and sign up. We'll make sure that you know when it's coming.
Or hold your phone up to the QR code that's on your screen right now, and that'll pull up. Just do this. Just think, and then there you go.
Done.
QR codes. They're the QR future.
Codes. You do love some QR codes. Do we have another one in the next slide?
Heck yeah. Check this out. We are building the next big thing in comics. It's comicpreviews.com, and you can go to getcomicpreviews.com right now and sign up for our wait list, where you will find out everything about comic previews as we release it. So you're going to be able to discover new comics, read previews, browse publishers, follow your favorite creators, and find your comic shop, as long as they're using Managed Comics or one of our affiliated partners.
It's good. Every time I see what you guys are building on this, it is an incredible tool, and I can't wait for people to see where it's going.
I'm so pumped. I spent about 16 hours this weekend. I had the weekend off, so I decided to spend about 16 hours kind of working on this stuff. And I would go back and just kind of jump in and do a few things, and then go off and do something else, and then come back and be like, oh, but I want to do this. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. It's the most hands-on code I've done in probably a decade. So it's really exciting for me.
Well, and don't let that
does not blow up. What could possibly go wrong? No, it turns out I'm actually pretty good at front end design. I'm like relatively not terrible at it. So yeah, we'll see.
Relatively not terrible.
We'll see.
Hey, you know what next week is?
It is like the third week of November. That's what we call it up here in Canada. What do you guys call it?
Correct. It's proper. It's Freedom Thanksgiving. That's next week. Actually, the true holiday is the day after Freedom Thanksgiving is Black Friday. So named because comics retailers everywhere learned that that's when every dollar they make after this day generally is what they see for profit for the entire year. So that means if you are supporting your comic shop, you should be making plans to go see your comic shop on Black Friday, because they're going to be open. They're going to be there. You don't have to go to, the big box store where you probably get something cheaper elsewhere anyway. Go to your local comic shop. Now,
it's interesting too, because a lot of the big box stores are saying that this year, because of, tariffs and everything, that they aren't going to have those crazy sales. So we could be seeing an opportunity for smaller businesses to kind of get in and
exactly
capture some attention.
It's funny. I when I was a retailer for the first couple years, they didn't do anything for Black Friday. I just felt like, they're all gonna go to Walmart or Best Buy or whatever. And then after that, I realized, I might as well get into it. Made all the difference in the world. Just any sort of offer brought people, and they want an excuse to come in. They want to be part of the whole thing.
Yep.
If you have plans, if you're a retailer that has plans, drop us a line, either here in the chat, or let's say info@PranaDM or info@comicsandmagazine.com. Let us know what it is. We want to make sure that we are pushing your event on all of our socials, because we want to make sure people are getting into the stores on Black Friday.
Yeah, for sure.
So Jeremy, whatever you've got going on, buddy, I want to hear about it.
All right? Let us know too, because these are the interesting things that we can talk about on this show and tell other people some ideas of things that they might be into. We are for Earth 519, which is my online comic shop that I have. We're going to throw basically first half of the year stuff. So we're 519. 226 is the other area code that's in 519. So we're going to have a 226 sale. So stuff that is pre probably May. I just need it out of my warehouse. So get it for 226. So we're going to do something around that.
Do you know why? I don't know why I feel the need. You and I talk about cocktails, probably not nearly as much as we talk about comics, but do you know why Manhattan's called a Manhattan?
No. Was it invented?
2 parts whiskey, 1 part sweet vermouth, 2 shakes of bitters. 212. That's the area code for Manhattan.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's incredible.
I know. All right. Anyway, what does this mean? What does that mean? Pre-February.
Like he's saying that pre-February 2025. What? I don't understand.
I don't get it, Django. Next time,
Django, we're usually on the same wavelength, but you've right over me this time.
All right. Our friends at Bink. If you are not familiar with Bink, go back and watch some of the episodes in our archives. They're an incredible charity that supports the staff and owners of bookstores and comic shops, especially in a time of need. They do incredible work. And we definitely want to make sure that we are supporting them in any way. They currently are doing a double my donation fund. So the dollars that you spend between now and the end of the year, they have another sponsor who is going to double your donation. So every dollar you put in actually is $3 that go to Bink. Thank you, Jeremy. If you are a retailer or a bookstore, either person working at a bookstore owner, or especially working in a comic shop, and you need help this time of year, please reach out to Bink. And if you don't, then that means you're in a really good spot, and maybe you can send some money their way, because they are an incredible organization, and we want to support them every chance we get. So click on the QR code. The QR, you just hold up your phone. The QR code right there.
Grab that phone right there. Tink.
Done.
You're in.
Okay, great.
Tink. It's the sound it makes when you hit a QR.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for doing that. Awesome. All right. You want to dig in for this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
It's always, these images are always so great.
I really it feels like we need like a hard hitting headlines. Like we need theme music.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what we're going to do is next week, like an hour before the show, we're going to say, Blake, we need theme music.
Yeah.
We're going to insist that it be done right then.
For every segment, Blake, we need theme music. And also, if you could program us like just a little like soundboard so we can just hit things, that'd be great.
Exactly.
That'd be great. It is so long.
I literally asked.
That is the longest intro of all time. All right, well, let's get right into it because we're already 30 minutes into our show.
I know. Hey, good news, friends. Dynamite locked in some distribution and coming through Universal distribution for the U.S. market. Listen, they have been, trying to figure out what's happening with Dynamite. It's been one of those things that has had everybody kind of on the edge of their seat because the last really major publisher who has not been able to lock it in to do business like they normally do. So this announcement was huge. So congratulations to Nick, to Joe, and to everybody else there. You guys, I'm so glad we're going to get you guys back into the stores on a regular basis.
Well, they're coming through Luna right now regularly.
Are they not limited to? There's some limitation.
They haven't been so far, but I think that is kind of an edict that's coming down for everyone. Because we've seen DC in particular really, really drop back on their variant covers. So yeah, I think that could be happening. But yeah, this is great news. And Universal has quietly gone and grabbed up a whole bunch of indies, like Zenoscope, who was previously only being distributed by one other like super small distributor and locally, is now being distributed by Universal. There's quite a few that I've been surprised to see like just tick up and up and up. So yeah, Universal's really stepping up and doing some really great stuff.
Looking forward to seeing what's coming with this year. We may have a little announcement with our friends at Universal coming up too. So we'll talk about that. I just realized today we hadn't actually said anything in public, so we might do a little big whoop-de-doo about that.
Dude, you haven't even said anything to me about this. What's going on?
Don't worry your pretty little head about it.
Yeah, I see how it works. Okay.
Oh, hey, listen, this is some big stuff. Our friends at Warner Brothers, they need it is that time of year. Every couple of years they need a new buyer. It just has been this way my entire life. They've constantly needing a new buyer. So, it might be Netflix, it might be Comcast, but what did we learn today? The Saudi investment fund might be coming in hot. Our friends at the WB, our friends at DC might be working for the Saudi investment fund.
I hate this phase of capitalism so much. It drives me insane. So here's the fast forward of what happens.
Sure.
Saudi investment fund buys Warner Brothers for $18.7 bajillion. And now Warner Brothers owes $18.7 bajillion. So that means that everything they do is going to be against that $18.7 bajillion. And that's how we lost Sears, Toys R Us, all the cool things, because investment firms buy them and then just ring them for every dollar of cash. I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, but anything that's powered by investment it's like that. That's how business works. If you don't own it outright, you are constantly on the hunt for your next round of investment.
Yeah, but it's terrible. It's still terrible. But yeah, I'm sure this one will end up really, really well. I look forward to our new corporate overlords. Can't wait. I just feel bad for everybody at DC every time these things happen, because that they've got like a 5-year plan, and then they just have to hold their breath and say, oh God, I hope this happens.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about DC, man. What an incredible crew, right, that they have right now that is doing a massive amount of work on a third of the staff that they used to have for this kind of thing.
Yeah,
like that's incredible, an incredible piece. All right, crazy. Oh yes, thank God, the new buyers of comics, Diamond Comics Distribution, are going to get more time. To figure out how to not pay the people that are waiting for them. Listen, I hate picking sides in this kind of thing, but I'm really starting to root against these dudes. They're
well, not only do they have,
they can't. The publishers I'm talking to, they can't do anything with their businesses. They can't make any decisions. You know what? Everybody who had an exclusive with them still has an exclusive with them. That means all those exclusives where we've announced them, that like they could get sued.
And they've sued against people for leaving their exclusives with Diamond, which is mind-bogglingly insane because they're not actually publishing anything. Like distributing anything, I should say. Like, yeah, I have a Diamond account, and so Diamond has not released catalog data for October or November. So we should be getting the December catalogs within the next week. We will be 3 months of no catalog data from Diamond. There's nothing on initial orders. They've not done an initial order for 3 months. There's FOCs are like pop figures and like other crap, but it's never comics. It's so weird right now. It's so weird.
I don't know. I just cannot even imagine what it's got to feel like, just waiting and then finding out you have to wait until after the holidays, right? So I think January 15th is the newest deadline for them to figure what their plan is. Anyway, it's beyond. I think we're just beyond. We're beyond rooting for both sides at this point. Now we just want this to end.
Yeah, it's just a slow motion. It's been a slow motion fumble of 6 months. Isn't it kind of shocking how you see what's going on with Diamond, and then you see how Universal has like really stepped up and really helped the entire industry, and it's night and day.
Well, Universal and Lunar too. I will say Lunar's done an incredible job of stepping in and making sure that the trains stay on the tracks.
I
mean, honestly, it's just, I don't know. I think we're going to be in a stronger place once all of this is resolved. Once all of these publishers get a chance to figure out what 2026 looks like for them, we're going to be in a much better place, because we have, we're coming out of it with all of these different, I don't know, everything's being decentralized, right? There's no longer just one single point of failure. So I don't know. I'm really looking forward to seeing what next year looks like. Just based solely on that,
Yeah, 100%. Very exciting.
What is next? Oh, yes. So this actually is yes, he is. Okay, good. So this is a business that has been on my radar for a little while now. A place called Comics Wellspring. They do incredible pieces of, I will say, they first hit my radar with their incredible convention marketing. They do a fantastic job of showing up, and I think they are the sponsor for the Baltimore Comic-Con, Artist Alley, and other places. They've done an amazing job of building community around like independent publishing and essentially giving smaller publishers a venue that they can actually get printed. They focus in on print on demand, and they do really interesting work. But right up until then, it was really, there's so many of these print on demand houses that they all kind of do the same thing on the same machines, right? You pick one, you've kind of picked the other, and they really don't only differentiate themselves by service. But these guys really differentiated themselves by building community. All of this was before they made an announcement earlier this year that they have a deal with Global Comics, which is the digital comics platform that is the subscription based. It has tons and tons of publishers, lots and lots of volume. The announcement was they now are able to print anywhere in the world and ship it to you anywhere in the world. So if, for instance, you are reading American comics, but you happen to live in, I don't know, Bangladesh, that can be printed locally and shipped to you within a couple days. This has been a fascinating story to watch and to follow. And I got an opportunity to meet up with this gentleman who we're going to bring to the stage, Mr. Dan Hill. Daniel, come on, let's bring you up. How you doing, sir?
Hey, great to see you again, Adam.
It's good to see you too. Let's dig in deeper. As I was saying in the introduction, Print on demand comics is one of those things where there are lots of competitors and they're all working from the same machines. So if you are holding one print on demand comic, they kind of feel like all the others. And you guys are really focused in. Oh, hey, Chris, how are you, buddy? So you really did distinguish yourselves early. And you and I got a chance to meet in Baltimore. I would like to hear a little more about how you got involved in this.
Yeah, no, actually, that's interesting. I think we're gonna need a little more time for that story. But I was actually I started a nonprofit I don't know 12 years ago where we were creating comic books for causes that matter. And I was actually using Comics Wellspring. They've been printing comics. CWS has been printing comics for about 13 years. Focus on, yes, you're right, the small run digital printing. It's evolved quite a bit more than that, to say the least. But the owner at the time was a childhood friend of mine, and I went to do some work with them, run a couple print runs for the nonprofit initiatives, and I just saw the magic, what they were doing, what they were attempting. And I was like, hey, I think I can help because I was a marketing consultant at the time. So I joined the team as a fractional marketer. I mean, I looked at it. I mean, they had the production power. They just didn't know really how to have a voice in the creator space. So I jumped on board. We scaled really fast. Then I committed to full-time CMO. Then about 2 years ago, and that was about a few years, maybe 3 or 4 years straight of just growing and focusing really on, like you said, community building, but also just keeping an ear out to the community. Obviously, like nurturing the community. And we say print on demand might save comics. Actually, I'd say print on demand is a great tool. And how to wield that tool is really how we're gonna save comics. But also, who's wielding that tool is important. And circling back to community, it's the creators that will indefinitely save comics and the industry forward and evolve comics. I wouldn't even say save, because there's a lot of good things happening in the comic space, and you know that.
Yeah.
But to evolve,
we really like saving comics here. That's our regular.
Well, I do too. I would say to save comics is to invest into the next generation of creators, and what we're building is definitely with that in focus, is our primary focus. So community is definitely that's who's really going to save comics. Print on demand, I can speak a little bit into that. I think there's a lot of misconception from the production standpoint to the creator standpoint, but we'll dive into that next. Yeah, so I jumped on board CMO. We started growing really fast. I created a brand voice. I really leaned into it. I mean, as a creator myself, as you can see on my wall, those are all books that I've been involved with or published myself.
Oh wow!
And I was just so passionate about it, so it bled through the brand, and that's really, really what pulled this community together and really nurtured that. And then we were acquired almost 2 years ago by a larger bindery house. And when we moved over, which was complete chaos, I can't sugarcoat that. It was complete chaos, moving tens of millions of dollars of equipment over to another facility while there's work in progress.
Sure.
That was a nightmare. But we made it through, and you know what? It was community that really helped us get through that, which was just a beautiful story to tell. But when we moved over, I was brought in as CEO. And really from there, it was just about how can we turn this into something that really yields more value to the individual creator. And about 2 years in the making, we were building a supply chain infrastructure, but also a lot of technology. We've been investing a lot of technology for kind of a professional approach to how creators can manage and distribute and sell and print and create projects and all that stuff, which that's what we're really building out. I know the global comics thing is absolutely a springboard and exceptional partner to get this going. But we're thinking a lot bigger in terms of allowing more platforms, more individual creators to access print on demand. Like I said, I think you kind of mentioned it. Print one book at a time, ship it anywhere around the world, deliver it anywhere around the world, maintain consistency in product output. These are the things we've hyper focused in studying on how to, in the end, the mission is how can we help creators succeed? How can we help them sell more? How can we help them access new markets? How can we make sure that there's the level of consistency in the product to a collector's standpoint, to really focus in on the craft and really create a system, a print on demand system for comic creators. And that's that. None of the other bull crap that you see, we print everything for everyone. They're not going to have the attention to detail. They're not going to, not to like bash on them. They have their place in this,
Sure.
but they're not, we're going into a new world, a new market, where people want to deal with specialists. People want a brand that knows and loves the things that they do, especially in our realm. They want to know that who's on the other side of that e-commerce or that printer is someone who loves comics just as much as the individual themselves. And that's really all that I've wanted to build my whole life. And I think that's where we're at right now. And the technologies here, the supply chains here. We've had incredible partners, HP being one of them, allowing us access to global infrastructure. But I personally developed the front end to our new system, which will, like I said, allow creators to excel, to create their own, professional dashboard where they can create print-on-demand products, book of ones, share the links, sell direct to any of the markets that we kind of access. We're on this hard charge to jump into new countries. 2026 is going to be a big year. We have UK, Australia, Germany, South America, Mexico, Canada, US, EU. There's just a lot of countries we're going to be tapping into as we move forward into the next year. That allows, like you said at the beginning, allows an individual creator to find their customer market, or their marketplace and their customer base in another country, allow them to basically print a book of one and get it shipped to them in that country, from the same machines, monitored by our standards, to that buyer in a few days.
How does that? Can you explain how does that work? Because you're talking, especially when you talk about to your standards.
Yeah,
and we're talking about. I assume printers all over the world at this point.
Yeah, so there's networks of print providers, but they're vetted, the qualified. So what we built in the last 2 years was, obviously we don't want to just, hey, you have a printer, you can print comics. No, there's definitely a standard quality control that we have, obviously for 13 years been building and structuring and learning from. So we own the power in terms of printer A or printer B, you need to meet these standards. These are like the turnaround SLA times. These are like the quality outputs. This is quality control specs. And obviously the support of HP. Everything on our print on demand, global print on demand products will be printed on an HP Indigo. So there will be that consistency. The beauty about those machines are, we have the software from our end to monitor color output, time scales, turnaround times, all that stuff. So if a PSP is not doing the things that we set as global standard, then we'll know. So, and not to mention the creator will say something or the buyer will say something. So there's definitely going to be quality checks at scale. And that's really what's taken so long to kind of focus in on and build. But that's consistency is important, especially if you're growing your IP and you want, the book in UK to look the same as the book in the US and stuff. So those are the minutia details that, again, going back to we print everything for anyone, they're not going to follow that standard. They're not going to care about those things. And that's exactly what we need to care about. for scale and increasing in every creator's IP around the world. So yeah, that's how it's done. Obviously, that stuff takes time. So accessing new countries and like vetting PSPs and making sure there's the level of quality output, quality assurance. It's meticulous.
PSP stands for printing service provider or something like that.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct.
No,
Yeah. There's a lot of nuances here, but again, you're not going to get this from a company that's focused on photographers, designers, cookbooks, and like you're not going to get that kind of hyper focus, and that's exactly what we're going to do and what we're going to excel at. There's things that we need to overcome tactically for this industry to thrive, and that's first off battle tariffs, battle shipping, inconsistent quality output, excess lower quantities. I mean, the Book of One is that is where I think that's where this industry will excel a lot at. I mean, there's low risk, there's low entry point, price points. So there's a lot of things we resolve right off rip there. And there's it'll have a lot of impact in distribution too. There's clearly going to be a place for shops. There's going to be a place for marketplaces to pop up, creators to own their own storefronts, to operate, truly independently.
Let's get into that in just a moment. But first, we have a question from our chat here. Is this going to allow creators to offer printings of previously out of print stock if they own the IP?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, simply put, you could print any books of your liking. I mean, whatever you own, you can print no matter what. And the dashboard we're creating will allow you to host all those projects, all your books, update files, all that stuff, and then just really get, like I said, it'll allow you to access their global supply chain. Obviously, the U.S. is very tight knit for us because we have our own operations here. We set the standard, we set the pace, but there are the global, just from what I've learned, everyone wants in the US, everyone wants to sell in the US rather than the opposite, but we definitely want to allow both ends.
I can see how this would have big ramifications on some foreign licensing deals. I can see how this would really change up a lot of those plans in many ways. But
yeah,
something you mentioned earlier, I want to dig into a little more. How do you see much of our audience is comics retailers and people who work with comics retailers? How do you see them interacting with this? Because it feels like specifically like you are targeting the direct consumer model, right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I definitely think there's a huge space for retailers because, well, kind of mitigating some risks of like onboarding taking risks in indie creators. I mean, first off, anything done online collects data. So there's going to be an association with data, especially like if you're selling a book online, there's going to be analytical data that you can leverage to generate some sort of demand, or at least leverage that demand to showcase to retailers and whatnot. I think cataloging is going to be important. Having a centralized place for cataloging and direct to wholesale is definitely on the table for retailers. It's just really connecting all the dots and making sure that we understand where we play a role in distribution and some of those retail spots. I mean, we've had plenty of conversations with comic book shops and retailers and distributors. So we are trying to find a footing of where this plays in, what it disrupts and what it improves. Yeah, I mean, it's just really basically just allowing anyone to access any number of books, any quantity of books, and like I said, leverage some data from the point of sales. So I think there's a lot there to unpack, and I mean, I'll let everyone's creative imagination see how it all plugs in.
Well, now that we know what the tools are, I think that Jeremy actually brings up a good question, because I could see retailers just already preemptively interacting with some of this to have inventory on shelves. But one of the biggest problems they're going to have is shipping costs and packaging quality, because we're talking about delicate paper, you know?
So yeah, absolutely. So packaging is I was just praising my team because I ordered some books from, market research, right? I ordered some books from a lot of different places, and then from our own system. And I was just praising them because I was like, I got some books back from XYZ printers and XYZ, whatever. Okay, it was what you would presume to be packaged and kind of loosely fit. And then I then I got ours, and I was like, damn it, I need my knife, and I need to cut through this 6 layers of tape and and I'm like, okay, over engineering is important.
Sure.
So packaging is, I mean, we've been doing it for 13 years. We've seen how couriers handle shit,
right,
or don't handle shit. So we've actually spent a lot of time in that realm, and actually that's a huge focus of ours, is like packaging procedure. So we create an SOP, so a standard operating procedure for packaging. So along with like monitoring print quality output for our PSPs and our own systems, is we've taken our standard operating procedure of packaging. There's a certain way you have to package comics, especially, I mean, a lot of people who print with us get graded, have collectors. I mean, we have small indie creators, but we also print a lot of bigger creators and bigger brands and bigger publishers. So a lot of those things are going to be graded. So we do take pride in like how we package stuff, how we over package stuff. I mean, I've baked that into our costs and everything, because I do think that the extra care and the extra time. So with that being said, that's being replicated and again monitored from our bird's eye view to our print service providers. So that's going to be big, a focus for us, is maintain that quality control at scale. We think we've dabbled in it quite a bit with other printers and partners. I mean, I'm not going to lie, we've thrown some partners away just because they would not follow quality standards, and it's really important that they do. The other part of your question was shipping. Well, that's also where this global supply chain comes in handy. Well, first off, like our shipping, we have a great centralized place to ship from. However, if we have a partner in the West Coast, then that offsets longer shipping timelines. Luckily for us, in the States alone, shipping is could be 3 to 5 days on average. So but at a global point of it, like a global perspective, like I said, there's countries have to have their own print service providers there, because we don't want anything traveling across seas. We don't want anything traveling across borders, because again, we're trying to eliminate some of those pain points that someone's going to pay for, and it's probably going to be us most of the time. So that's why really honing in on the quality control, the output is top tier, number one important thing to make this actually work. And we're doing it right now. I mean, we just printed stuff in Australia, we printed stuff in the UK, and we're seeing great results. So it's just really setting a great standard and having the passion behind the standard, having the care for the craft behind the standard, and enforcing that at scale. And we've done that for 13 years. So we definitely have the chops for it. We know what to look out for, and we know how to package things properly. We know what the problems are in shipping, and we definitely know how to solve those things. Yeah, if that answers your question.
No, I think so. Format limitations, page count, binding, trim size, that sort of thing. What sort of limits are you putting on it? Can you?
So what we're doing,
one of one trade paperback.
Yeah. So book of one. So and I guess I got to unveil some of these things. Obviously saddle stitch. It's just going to be kind of your traditional comics. We're going to have for the print on demand, the book of ones, we're aiming for about 7 of the most universally standardized sizes. Obviously, there's still custom options. We're exploring on how we can really do the custom, like inch by inch kind of differentiations. But for the most part, we have, again, a decade of 8,000 creators that we've worked with, millions of books. We know what most people are printing, what sizes. So we've dialed in on like the main sizes, which will be availed through like our our partners, but also our own site. And then as far as binding goings, yeah, I mean, we've been doing saddle stitch and perfect bound for over a decade. The good news is we're testing hardcover right now, and we're talking Book of One hardcover. So we're going to be able to do hardcovers probably in Q1 of next year, Book of One and higher. So there is no quantity minimum thresholds. There's just one and up. That's the goal. So limitations, there's not a lot. I would say there's some over time. Like right now, the limitations are just the expansion of like sizes. Page counts. Yeah, I mean, I think we just printed a 500-page graphic novel. So I don't think there's too many limitations on that.
One other, a couple more questions, and then I'll let you get to it. I'm going to summarize this one from Roberto, basically saying, they oftentimes publishers, I work with several who print overseas in order to get the pricing down, and then they come slowly over on a ship, and then they have to go across the country to a distributor and so on.
Yeah.
How do you see the cost differential being addressed by this kind of system?
Okay. We'll obliterate that because first off, there's actual dollar costs, and then there's the added unforeseen perceived cost, time, effort, stress, all that stuff that the delays in shipping, all that stuff, that all costs money, right? If you're running your publishing house like a business, or even as an independent creator as a business, that all costs money. So we are accessing a lot more print capabilities through offset, digital offset, web even, to access some of those larger runs too. But little behind the scenes on just manufacturing. Volume makes the price go down. Why this is going to work so well, and why it has worked so well, is the more creators we work with, and not to be monopolized or to be greedy, but realistically to feed this value back to this industry, is the more volume we get through our system pushing to these, to our supply chain, to the PSP network, to our own in-house production, that's going to drive total price down in general. So when you you see it when you go place an order for a large run, obviously the price down, that's less setup, less production hassle, all that stuff. The same could be said at scale. So if we're increasing volume, first off, you're going to get price breaks for higher volumes. That's we've always done that, and it's actually going to get a lot more competitive and a lot better too as we start growing. The next point is that as an aggregate of volume that comes through our system, the more we get, and I've been very aggressive on this to my team, and I said, the more we get over time, the more we're going to drive the price point down. I want the creators to create as much margin as possible, because at the end of the day, if you're making margin, you're making money as a creator, you're creating more, and then you're printing more. You feed this ecosystem so much faster. It's simple. It's just simple, equation right there. So we will, first off, we will be able to do those large runs at competitive prices here in the States, and again, mitigate those problems of the overseas delays, the tariffs, the shipping, all that stuff. I definitely don't see a future where we have to lean on getting bottom of the barrel pricing from overseas to make a profit. In the long run, I definitely see us being able to leverage this growth, leverage feeding the industry to create the best price points at any quantities for creators.
Love that. All right. Well, now I will say the reason that this is not one of those YouTube channels that gets hundreds of thousands of views is because we spend so much time talking about data which is something that me and Brian really are interested in. But I want to get into the question of the Comet standard and the metadata that comes out of your system. Brian runs not a POS system that feeds the comic shop's POS systems with that metadata. What sort of data are you collecting, and how can that be fed into that ecosystem?
So the data we're collecting is primarily right now, it's just your basic e-commerce data. I mean, who's printing, how many are they printing? I mean, it's all collected just like any other e-commerce.
Right.
The data that we collect as we keep going forward is and feedback to the creator individually will be analytical data that's fed back to them, but points of sale. So if creators are using our dashboard and they're plugged in, let's say they're integrated with Global Comics, with web, well, I won't name drop anymore yet. I guess we haven't officially launched all those. But if they're XYZ platform over there, and maybe there's a direct Shopify store that they have integrated with our dashboard, all that data is when they press that button to print, it's still good. That information to that order is still going to siphon through our system. We're not really using it for our own advantage, rather than creating a module for the creator to have consolidated analytics of where sales are being, attrition is, and like where sales are being held. So there will be data leveraged to just feed the creator on what platforms and where the points of sales are happening. Where retailers play into that, I don't know yet. I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunity there that, again, the creator can leverage the data they're collecting to approach more retailers, to approach more distributors on XYZ. So I don't know if that answered your question, but
no, it does. I think it does. But I think that the answer I'm getting is you're not there yet. And can I recommend that you work with this man who's also on the screen, and you guys come up with a way for you to be collecting that data
for sure
from these creators, so it can be fed into these systems, so that the retailers could be, they
what
could
kind
be
of data? What kind of data specifically are you like after?
So yeah, we collect about 200 different, 128 different metadata elements, which include, issue number, title, creator name, all that stuff. And then there's
all that
solicitation data and all that stuff. Yeah.
And when a creator places an order, we get all that information. I think what we want to help them with is get point of sale data. So we get what's being created, printed, all that jazz, obviously through an e-commerce. When you fill out a form to place an order, that's all being collected through our systems. But I think the next point is, yes, let's also provide point of sale data. And I think that's where creators can do the best marketing and the best focus on accelerating their.
For sure. It's even bigger than that, because this actually gets things into their websites as well, so that people can pre-order and, backlist order ultimately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it? I think it was earlier this month. Was it last month? You announced that you hired in our buddy Chris Poirier. I don't. Chris, how do you say his last name? I can't. I realize I don't usually say it out loud. Anyway, obviously comes with a deep background of direct market retail. He's definitely going to be your go-to guy in helping you guys figure this part out. So definitely hope. Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Whatever.
French.
Awesome. Daniel, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate this. I think it's fascinating to see what you guys are building, and the mind reels at what you could be building going forward, the way this integrates into everything,
Yeah, it's got big implications, and there'll be a lot more to talk about as we progress. Early next year, there'll be a lot of announcements, a lot of action, and big things happening. So stay tuned, subscribe, join our community, print with us.
I think we even have a little CTA. Make sure that you
look at that.
Hey, pull out that phone and maybe
get that phone out.
QR code. Let's go. Awesome. Thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate you just dropping by today.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone.
And Chris,
thank you.
Chris P. You have a good one, buddy. All right. We are now jumping straight into our comics MBA segment for this show. And yes, we're going to be running a little late. Those of you who are used to us doing a tight 60, I apologize. It's too much to talk about these days.
Too much.
Too much. That's very cool, though, by the way. That the idea that they can just like ship anywhere in the world.
I know. It's amazing.
I know. All right. Our guest this week. You know him from our pre-show banter. I know him from being the guy who has always got probably an inappropriate joke. Gabe comes to us with a deep background in sales. He has worked in publishing. He has worked on the floor. He has worked in conventions. He now sells pro wrestling tees, as well as advertising for Comics the Magazine and our other partners. If you're watching the XP and you want to advertise on the XP, you should definitely be talking to Dave. He has some sort of story about driving Hacksaw Jim Duggan on a golf cart. We're running really late, so I hope he doesn't tell that. Let's bring to the stage Mr. Gabe Yoakum.
It's me. Hi, everybody. I'm a sales guy, not a designer, so I'm apologizing for the deck before we even get into it.
Oh, your deck's
and
fine.
There's no
It's
QR
lovely.
codes either. So,
well,
you know, if you need a deck built, my recommendation is you build a script and then you give it to Blake and tell him he's only got 30 minutes. That's usually when he does his best work.
oh, for the next one of these, that's
exactly.
Yeah, got
exactly.
it.
10 minutes
right.
before the show, preferably.
We're gonna hand this over to you, Gabe, and I'm gonna use this opportunity to go run to the bathroom. You ready?
Yeah, what I'm saying is not important to you. It's fine.
I'll be listening, Gabe. I'm not going to move.
I will tell the hacksaw story sometime, but just not today. Hey, everybody, I'm Gabe. You can go to the next one. I've sold a lot of things. Barcoding equipment, memberships to ethically questionable buying clubs. Another story for another day. Sections of concrete in various sizes. That's a convention reference if you don't understand, but there's nothing I've loved to sell more than comics, and selling is a lot simpler than you think. Let's talk about it. Appreciate you being here. Sales is not a dirty word. Look, you like sales. You might not like selling, but you like sales, right? I get it. When most people think about sales, they think about the used car lot, or the guy at Costco who wants you to switch to T-Mobile, or a free 3-night resort stay if you come to a quick 60-minute presentation. The caricatures are out there for a reason. And if you can change all that, you and I can change all that. See, I'm reading off a script because I'm too nervous. When you're not in a leadership position, and really, even when you are, especially at a comic shop, because we all are a certain kind of people, it can be hard to ask customers for money. I get it. It's unnatural. It can feel uncomfortable, maybe even icky sometimes, but there's good news. You work in a comic shop because you love comics, and that's all it takes to succeed at selling. You'll see what I mean. We can go to slide 1 if you want to there. We're not just selling comics, we're selling joy. And I think there's more to that than you could even imagine. No one walks into a comic shop because they desperately want brightly colored drawings on paper stapled together, right? They're here because comics mean something to them. Nostalgia, identity, an escape from their inbox, whatever, right? Value-based selling is about tapping into that. We're not trying to beat Amazon at logistics, right? They've got drones. We've got Caden and Bryce who still don't know the Wi-Fi password. But we can beat Amazon where it matters. Experience, joy, human connection. Every conversation is a chance to give someone a great moment. And moments are worth more than discounts. So what is value-based selling? It's pretty simple. It's selling based on what the comic means to the customer, not the price on the sticker. One of the hardest things in the world, like not just in sales, but like anything in the whole wide world, is not selling out of your own pocket. What that means is you avoid talking about that Avengers hardcover omnibus that runs $300 because you can't afford that book, right? It's completely natural. All of us are not selfish, but self-centered. We come from a place of our own, and bust through that is what selling out of your own pocket means. You gotta get past that. In our world, value can be a memory of reading X-Men as a kid, or needing the next issue before Twitter spoils it, or wanting something cool to display that tells guests, yes, I am sophisticated. I read Saga. When you sell on value, you're not a cashier, you're a curator, right? You're the Netflix algorithm, but with better hair in some cases. Sorry, Adam. The power of the right questions, right? Here's where the magic begins. If you ask the right questions, you're in control the whole time, right? And I'm not talking about, can I help you? That's what every store asks. Try, what got you into comics? What's your favorite run right now? Which character destroyed your wallet the most this year? Open-ended questions like this uncover why your customer's in the shop. And once you know that, recommending the books becomes easy and fun. This is where casual shoppers start turning into regulars, by the way, because you're connecting with them. This is certainly strategic. Don't get me wrong, right? But that doesn't mean it's not genuine, right? Again, we work in a comic shop because we love comics. And so it can be both. It can be strategic and genuine. As a matter of fact, it has to be. It has to be both. The two are not mutually exclusive, even though your instincts may tell you that they are. People can see right through BS, right? I almost cursed. So talk to your new friend about stuff you both like, and watch the magic happen. That's value-based selling. Use your expertise with confidence, right? People walk into a comic shop assuming you know everything about everything, from Kirby to King, whatever continuity crisis happened last week. So don't shy away from being the expert. Share context, share enthusiasm, share the random trivia that you've been storing in your brain instead of your friends' birthdays. That's why you work or own a comic shop. Work at or own a comic shop. No one does this because it makes them rich, right? Expertise isn't bragging, it's customer service. And yes, if you can pull a hidden gem from behind the counter like it's Excalibur, that's bonus points. People are in your store to feel good about what they love. And you are in the unique position to help them with all that. All of this has the pile-on effect of growing community. That's what you want in your store, right? Is people to want to come in because they enjoy themselves while they're there. And people that are happy, they spend money. The power of suggestion. This is where you get to be sneaky, but in a good way, right? Suggest stuff casually, naturally. Don't wait for someone to ask, hey, what's good? They might not and probably don't know how to ask. Be proactive. Recommend runs. Highlight creators. Be the hype man that comics deserves, right? Joe Keating, our editor-in-chief at Comics the Magazine, talks about being proud of loving comics. Be proud of loving comics. That's why you own a shop full of comic books, or you work in one full of comic books, because you love them. You don't do it for any other reason. You know, if you're grabbing that, the variant cover is gorgeous this week. The spin-off on this one fills in a ton of backstory. You'll love it. If you like Heartbreak, here, read this. Your voice and your passion define their experience. You have the power. Think of yourself as a very friendly, non-threatening dungeon master guiding them to treasures. And no one forgets a great guide. You're not pushing. You're being a helpful nerd Sherpa. Suggestion should feel like insider knowledge, not an upsell, right? It can be casual and informative and fun, and have the effect you want it to have all at the same time. It's all about sharing your passion, because again, it's about being genuine. This is the tough one. Asking for the sale, right? Conversations can die very quickly if you forget to do the hard part, right? And again, it's going to feel unnatural at first, and that's where practice makes perfect. But no one asks for the actual sale. That's where a lot of this stuff just withers on the vine. So keep it light and confident. Simple things like, want me to set that aside for you? Or you want me to add that to your pull list? You know, do you want the next issue too? It gets spicy, you know, just stuff that feels good, right? When you ask, it's not you being pushy. You're showing them that you believe in what you recommended. And honestly, that confidence that you would show, it's contagious. People want that. Whether you believe it or not in the moment, whether it feels comfortable or not, they do. They want to feel confident that they're purchasing something for a reason, and you give them that reason. Belief, and this gets down deep into the why of why I became a salesperson and why I became good at it in my estimation. Belief is what separates good salespeople from not even bad salespeople, just people who don't want to sell. Belief in yourself, belief in the product, belief in your store. We're all here because we believe in the power of comics. Karma too, I guess. But harnessing that belief becomes the most important weapon in your arsenal. Next slide is building loyalty through value. Value-based selling isn't a one-and-done trick. It builds loyalty, real loyalty. Remember their favorite writer, and you probably will because you had a conversation about it that meant something to you. Their favorite character, the series that emotionally destroyed them last year. That stuff matters. These aren't tips and tricks and strategies as much as they are a reminder to be a human being with other human beings, right? Again, it has to be both. It has to sell books and it has to be genuine. So when you remember people, they feel like they're part of something. And comic shops thrive when they're more than stores, when they're community spaces that remember who you are and what you love. And then, you know, I get it. It's not always going to be, okay, yeah, I'll buy this right now. You're thinking, what if they complain about price? And you're right. Not everyone is going to buy from you. But there are real ways to combat that. And some of it can be tongue-in-cheek. You can have fun with this stuff. I used to hate getting objections in everything I ever sold. And I feel very differently about it now. That's another lesson we'll talk about in the future, I'm sure. But let's take one example I'm sure you've all gotten. I can get this cheaper online, man. And they're right. They can. So don't fight the price. Pivot to the experience, right? Totally get it. Here, you get to see it in person. You don't have to wait. You can talk about it. You can be part of the community here, and we all love it. And you're doing me a favor by giving me an extra 35 cents, and I'll remember you the next time you come in. You can't out-discount the internet, right? But you can. No, you do. You do outvalue it, right? And that's where we win. Most people even appreciate some lighthearted banter. If you want to throw in and, oh yeah, use me to browse and then go give your money to Bezos. Nice move. You know, like if that's your personality, they're going to appreciate it because you're being genuine. Though, you know, be careful. Your mileage may vary there. At the end of the day, our job is simple. Help people find the stories that help them feel like themselves. A comic shop is a community hub. You all know that. It's a place where fans debate and celebrate, bond, occasionally argue about the correct reading order, about anything involving the X-Men. Value-based selling keeps the community strong because customers come back to places where they feel known and welcomed. Doesn't take a certain personality to be a good salesperson, to harp on this. That's the big lie. Everybody thinks, oh, you got to be gregarious, and you have to be outgoing. It's not true. All it takes is being a genuine human being. That's all people want. If you're genuine, you can be a good salesperson. If you are who you are in every interaction, you will build relationships. People will like you. People will trust you. And when you build like and trust, you have it all. Ask, listen, guide, suggest, close, belong. That's my 10 minutes. I think I went a little longer, didn't I? But, there you go. That's the thing. Selling. Yay!
Yay! You did great. That's awesome. You know what? I loved you talking about objections being the thing that you love now. It truly has become, I think that is just from a mature sales standpoint, it is the thing that I have learned to embrace completely. It is where the real work gets done. It's, hearing that feedback of why you might say no is the thing that's going to inform how I sell it next time. So paying attention to that makes all the difference in the world. It really does.
And also being okay that no is an answer and a complete, like, you don't have to fight with somebody. And there's so many times that I say, listen, what I sell might not be for you. And that's okay. It's not for everyone. And you know what? This is not a finite resource. There are plenty of them. I can sell them to another person. So
it's the objection thing is so important, because what it allows is, yes, you get to practice, but beyond that is you get to find out each there are archetypes, right? And when people walk in, we're all students of human behavior. A lot of us can look at any given customer who walks through the door, and with a certain level of accuracy go, I bet that guy is going for that shelf or that shelf, or that girl wants that over there. And pulling upon those past experiences and knowing exactly how to start the conversation, that's huge. And it's fun when you start getting good at it and you start iterating and figuring that stuff out. It becomes really, really fun.
It really does.
Yeah.
And it becomes about finding the right thing for each person you're dealing with, right? That personal connection. I absolutely love that. And part of why I enjoy working with you so much is that we come from the same place. But let's find the thing that works. Let's find the thing that works for you, for what is important to you. So thank you, Gabe. Thanks for bringing that,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially going into this holiday sales season, it's good to be reminded that sales is not a dirty word. It's just a conversation. It's
That's why we're here, man.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be here without sales. One of the most important things you said is ask for the sale. It's a lesson that I learned a couple of years ago, and I have a terrible habit of not asking for the sale after having a great conversation. That's the whole reason you're having that conversation, is to ask for the sale.
Yeah.
So anxiety, anxiety is really hard. Our thoughts are traders. They really are. And when you get that pit in your stomach that you're going, oh God, I'm not going to do it. To heck with it. It's going to be fine. Push through.
Yeah.
It's simple. Let me put this aside for you. And then the relief. You know what I liken it to? One of the worst pains in the world is an ice cream headache, right? You get that ice cream headache, right? And it's just sharp and all encompassing. But the relief when it goes away equally is good.
100%.
100%.
Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate your expertise and you bringing that to us today, and your passion for getting this right each time you interact with people. 100%. Thank you, bud. All right, let's wrap this thing up, shall we? And let's ask for the sale at the end.
Yeah, we got meetings to get to, man.
I know.
All right. ManageComics.com. Come to our webinar on Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. We are having them every week. Even if I forget to post it until Tuesday, we will have a webinar every single week. We're going to do a recurring one at some point. I just haven't figured out the technology behind that. So every week, Thursdays, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Pacific, come and join a webinar. And you can use a QR code right now to book that. Go do it.
And this whole thing, this entire project is put together because Prana Direct Market Solutions, we work with comics retailers, we work with publishers. We're constantly trying to build more systems along with our buddy Brian here for making things better. One of those systems is an email newsletter that we put out every week called the Prana Bullet. That is often a preview of what you're going to see here. It's all of the headlines that we think are important and just sort of a big, broad overview of where we think the industry is going. Just sign up. I promise you there's going to be something that you guys have all been asking for that I think we're going to be ready to drop into our next one, and every week going forward. We'll see.
I don't know about this one either. Do
Huh?
I know about this one?
I think, well, I mean, we've talked something about this, but
you keep doing this to me.
Somebody in the chat knows what I'm talking about. Awesome. Yeah, maybe pull out your phone and scan that QR code. You could get signed up.
And if you're watching it on your phone, use your iPad to scan the QR code or your laptop. There's many different devices you have, Django.
Django, you can figure this out. I know. I feel confident that you have the technology. All right, that's it, buddy. We did it. We did another show.
We did it. It's magic. Amazing.
Everybody who's watching this, I love this part of the show. I'm going to do it every week from now on because it makes me feel good and it jazzes me up for going forward. If you're watching this and you're a comics fan, thank you. If you are selling comics and you've been listening to Gabe on how to do that as a human and interact with people, thank you. If you are a retailer who shows up every day and has put your family's livelihood on the line because you love comics, oh, thank you. If you're a creator, if you're a publisher, if you're a distributor, if you're somebody who's building systems for those people, I'm looking at you, Django. Thank you. Because you know what y'all did this week? You saved comics.
Yeah.
One more week.
Keep saving comics.
Keep saving comics. We're going to do this again next week. And actually next week, we're going to get a chance. Our Comics MBA is going to be a man named Keith Davidson, who we've had on the show before. And he's going to be talking about metadata 101. That's something we were just discussing with Daniel and how important that is and how important it is to get that right. If you are a publisher who's just trying to figure out, how do I wrap my head around putting this in every single month of my life without, completely glossing over? Keith is the guy. He truly is an expert at this, and I can't wait to see him present this in a way that is going to keep everybody excited about, making sure all the infrastructure works. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you to Blake, who once again made this a lot better looking than if I'd done it on my own. And thank you, Brian. Thanks for saving comics, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Yes, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Namaste, y'all.
Namaste, y'all.